The group stages are all done and dusted now in Euro 2024, and we're into the juicy bits. This is when the tournament starts to matter, the knockouts. And we've got some good games. And we're starting off here with Switzerland and Italy. Now, Italy, yes, they're the current holders of the tournament after beating England in the last Euros, Euro 2020 final. Which, as an Englishman, it's yeah, it wasn't great. Don't really want to remember that, but yep, Italy, the holders. They haven't really looked convincing so far this tournament. Just reading what a chart I have in front of me, for the results on that. They managed to beat Albania, but they went behind very early on in that game. Conceded the quickest goal in Euros history, I believe. Got beat by Spain, and Spain pretty much dominated for the majority of that game. And then Italy just managed to sneak a last minute equaliser against Croatia, which they weren't convincing then either. So to be fair, both teams weren't exactly the greatest, but Italy, I don't know, man. They're just not looking that good. Switzerland, they've got some decent results, beating Hungary 3-1, getting a draw against Germany. That's not too bad from Switzerland. This game is tough. It is tough. But the Italians are not what they used to be, especially in defence. They've got quite a young backline. Bastoni, Calafiori. He's linked with quite a few big clubs. The Swiss, Akanji, Jan Sommer in goal. Shaqiri likes to turn up for these tournaments. I think I'm going to go for an upset. I'm going to say Switzerland 2, Italy 1. We're going to have an upset. Switzerland will beat Italy. Mark my words. Germany, Denmark. The other game on Saturday, 8 o'clock kickoff, UK time, 9 p.m. Germany time. And yeah, Germany, I think they're one of the favourites now. I didn't really rate their chances that much before the tournament started, because yeah, they've been grouped in the last two World Cups, got knocked out in the was it the quarters? No, it was the round of 16 in the last Euros against England. Yeah, I mean, they haven't really been good in recent tournaments, Germany, but this tournament, it definitely helps them the fact that they're on home soil. But Germany they've been one of the teams that have really, really impressed people. They've impressed me as well. Musiala, Wirtz, Fulkrug off the bench looks really good for them. Tony Kroos in his last tournament for Germany, he's killing it. Their defence is quite solid as well. And yeah, they've got good results. I mean, we all remember the opener of the tournament where they absolutely decimated Scotland 5-1. Germany, they look like a real force in this tournament. And Denmark, they're in the same group as England, finishing second ahead of Slovenia because of dissent or something. Because the Slovenia manager or like one of the staff or whatever, they got a yellow card. And because of that, Denmark finished second. It's quite mad, the rules, really, but I mean, Denmark, they have been sort of like an underdog team in recent tournaments. I mean, I know they had a pretty crap World Cup in Qatar, but before that, I mean, the last Euros they got the semi-final where they got knocked out by England, and after extra time, it was a very tough game. I remember that. And yeah, the Danes, you can't underestimate them. They've got some good quality players. Rasmus Højlund, Man United striker. I think he's still yet to score in this tournament, but he'll be looking to impress. Eriksson, Christensen, Højbjerg. Some good players, Denmark have. Schmeichel's still in between the nets. But I do think the Germans are going to be too much for Denmark here. So I'm going to say Germany 3, Denmark 1. England. Yes, we topped the group, but we've not been playing good football. We really haven't. Oh my god. Oh, the Serbia game, yes, we won, but on another day, Serbia would have scored, in my opinion. The Denmark game, same again. We score, and then we just sit back and defend. And then Denmark scored. It was a very good goal, to be fair. And then the Slovenia game. That was one of the worst matches of football I've ever watched in my entire life. My God, it was awful. Absolutely awful. The tactics are awful. Some people have been suggesting that some of the players look leggy and tired. I'm not buying that because it would be the same for every other team. Every other team will have had top players in there that would have played 50, 60 games a season. Yet they're not the ones going, oh, our players are tired. No, just because it's an excuse for us English people to find any sort of excuse for us not playing well. I'll tell you what the reason is, and it's Gareth Southgate. He doesn't have a clue, and he needs to be gone after this tournament. Slovakia, though, they've impressed me, to be fair. They really have. I thought they wouldn't even get out that group, but they've done really, really well. They were in a group with Belgium and Ukraine. All the group teams in that group, though, finishing on 4 points. Absolutely insane. I feel bad for Ukraine because they've ended up getting knocked out of the tournament, finishing rock bottom on 4 points. Oh, that's absolutely insane. But yeah, Slovakia, they're here for a reason. They've got some good players themselves. Lobotka, Milan Skriniar, two very, very solid players in there. Could they cause an upset? I mean, we haven't been on form, and we've been making like Slovenia look like Brazil. Man, I do think we should still beat Slovakia. I do believe that, but I don't think it'll be convincing. Like it says here, 1-0, 41% likely. Well, from what other people have predicted. I'm going to go the same. England 1, Slovakia 0. I think we'll get the job done. It won't be pretty. Without shadow of doubt, no Gareth Southgate games are pretty. As to who will score, I'll say Saka will score. I say Bukayo Saka will get the goal that takes England through to the quarterfinals, where in what I predicted we'd be playing against Switzerland, which is quite mad. Quite mad, especially since we're on the easier side of the draw, but I don't believe in any of that. Not in the way we've been playing. If we had smashed our group, I would have been saying, oh, yes, we've got the easiest draw. We're in the nice side of the draw. We can win the whole thing. It's coming home. But, nah. But the way we've been playing, there's no chance of it coming home. As soon as we verse one of the big boys, we'll get knocked out. Southgate will bottle it again, and we'll get knocked out. And I mean, I hope I'm proven wrong, but I just don't see any way, shape, or form unless something miraculous happens and somebody just, like, you click your fingers and then all of a sudden all the players start playing like they do for the clubs. People like Kane, Bellingham, Foden. Unless that happens, I don't see any way for England to win the tournament. But I'm hoping I'm proven wrong. Fingers crossed. Spain, Georgia. Two of the teams that have been really, really impressive this tournament. I mean, Spain, Nico Williams, and Lamine Yamal on the wings. Two superb young players. Superb. I know this is off topic, but Barca, please do everything in our power to sign Nico Williams. Please, 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 please do everything to sign Nico Williams. It'd be so good for us. But yeah, Spain. I mean, Fabian Ruiz, he's been a revolution in this tournament. He's been one of them, like, before the tournament, I don't think anybody would have said that Fabian Ruiz would be the star in Spain's midfield, but he has. He really, really has. And yeah, they've just looked solid, Spain. I mean, their first game of the tournament when they smashed Croatia 3-0. Absolutely unbelievable stuff there from Spain. And then beating Italy as well. And then, just, even after rotating heavily against Albania, they still managed to get the win. Ferran Torres with a goal there. Wish you could do that in a Barca shirt, mate. But it is what it is. And then Georgia. You know what? I'll hold my hands up. I got it completely wrong with Georgia. If you've seen my predictions video for like the tournament, I said that Georgia would finish bottom of their group. I was wrong. They got 4 points. They finished third. They were one of the best third place teams, and they've looked good. They've looked very good. They'll attack teams. They won't just sit back and defend and soak up all the pressure and try and hit a counter attack. No, They will go for teams. And I like that. Kvaratskhelia. Oh, he's Kvaratskhelia been really good for them, but I forgot the striker's name. Oh man, I can't remember his name, but he's been he's I think he's joint top goal scorer for the tournament. To be fair to him, and yeah, he's looked really good for Georgia as well. Mamadashvili, their goalkeeper, who's currently at Valencia for the clubs. Yeah, he's a solid keeper, and you people really are starting to see why he is a very solid goalkeeper. Could there be an upset here? Possibly. I mean, if Georgia turn up and give Spain a game, who knows what could happen. But I do believe Spain will have enough quality to see them through here. So I'm going to say Spain 3, Georgia 1. The Georgian dream, it will be over. I'm sorry. But I just think Spain will have too much. I know Georgia beaten Portugal in their last group game, but that Portuguese team, it was heavily rotated, and Portugal being one of the teams that been a letdown, but I'll get onto them more later. But Georgia, I mean, this is the first Euros they've ever been in. Actually, I think it might be the first ever major tournament they've actually been in as a country. So for them to get to the knockout stage for their first ever time, fair play. Fair play to Georgia. Whatever happens, fair play to them. Fair play. But yeah, I just think Spain will have too much for them, and Spain will be into the quarterfinals. France, Belgium on Monday evening. Now, France, kind of similar to England, really, where you're expecting a bit more from them, especially with their squad. I mean, Mbappe, I know he broke his nose on Mbappe, but you'd still be thinking he could do a bit more. Griezmann, Dembele. You look at France's team all across the pitch here. Saliba at the back. And then you're thinking, how are these guys not just smashing teams left, right, and centre? I mean, their bench is probably good enough to win the whole tournament. They're that stacked. But yeah, it's similar to England where they haven't been convincing. I mean, they didn't even top their group, France. I mean, they beat Austria, yeah, but then the 0-0 draw against the Netherlands, which was pretty lucky, by the way, because I believe that Xavi Simons goal should have stood. And if that did stand, then who knows where France would have been? Who knows? But yeah. And then they drew with Poland on the final day, and Poland are absolutely terrible. Absolutely terrible, Poland. And the fact that France drew with them, my God. Yeah, they have not been convincing France. Whereas Belgium, yeah, I mean, they didn't even top their group. But to be honest, I wasn't even expecting much from Belgium this tournament, to be honest. Yes, they have De Bruyne. Doku's alright on his day. Lukaku, if he fancies actually scoring a goal, he can be alright. But other than De Bruyne, I just don't see any world-class player in there. Their golden generation, it's well and truly over. Well and truly over. And their defence, it's just not good. Belgium's defence is just, ugh. Wout Baz in there, nah, that just doesn't sit right. And then a 37-year-old Jan Vertonghen as well. No, you're not going to get very far with that defence. And even though France have been underwhelming, I still do think they'll have enough to get the job done here. I'm going to say France 2, Belgium 1. De Bruyne will probably get a consolation for Belgium, but I just think France, with their team, it will click eventually. Surely it will click for France eventually, and they'll just get past Belgium. They'll get past Belgium. Belgium's golden generation as well, and surely over. It could maybe potentially be De Bruyne's last major tournament for Belgium. We'll have to wait and see. Who knows what will happen there, but yeah, France will get through at the quarters. I mean, their side of the draw is mad, absolutely mad. But yeah, I do see France getting through Belgium, despite how underwhelming France have been in this tournament so far. Portugal, Slovenia. Now, Slovenia, they're in the same group as England, and I mean, they got draws. I mean, they drew against Denmark. Like I mentioned earlier, they drew against England, which was a terrible, terrible game. I'm not gonna lie, it was absolutely awful, but Slovenia will be happy with it. Of course they will. And rightfully so, it got them through to the knockout stage. Oh, God, but I don't know, man. I mean, and then there's Portugal, where, again, they've been a bit underwhelming. I kind of had them as somewhat of a dark horse, Portugal. They have a really good squad on paper, but I don't know, yes, they topped their group, but after getting beat of Georgia and the way they did, and then not many convincing wins. They didn't look convincing against the Czech Republic. Yes, they destroyed Turkey, but I don't know. I mean, I feel like they're accommodating too much to Ronaldo as well. Like, it's kind of limiting people like Leao, Bernardo Silva, Bruno Fernandes. I just feel like Ronaldo needs to realise that, yes, he's still a very good player for them, Ronaldo, but I don't feel like he should be starting. I feel like he limits what Portugal can do, especially on the counter with like pace, the pace of Leao. Like, Ronaldo's one of them players who will always moan if the ball's not given to him. When he says he'll throw his arms up in the air, he'll cry about things. Like, some people would say that's his winning mentality, but I just believe it's pure arrogance. Portugal, they do have a good team. They do have a good team on paper. If Roberto Martinez can somehow make it click for them, then maybe something could be on for them. But I don't know. I mean, Roberto Martinez failed with Belgium's golden generation. Now that Portugal are entering somewhat of a golden generation, he might feel here, but I still think Portugal will have enough to beat Slovenia. So I'm going to say Portugal 2, Slovenia 0. I'll say the Yao will finally do something other than get booked for diving. The Yao will score. And then I'll also say that Bernardo Silva will get a goal. Yeah, Portuguese will have too much of Slovenia. Another surprise package of this tournament. Romania playing Netherlands. Now, Romania, I've got to apologise to Romania again, because I said in my predictions video that they would finish rock bottom of Group E. They only went and topped it. Oh man, oh bro. I mean, there was one guy person who commented on that video. I assume they're Romanian, and they said you shouldn't write off Romania. I'll get it up on the screen somewhere for you to see. And yeah. Oh man, I bet that person's loving life right now, wouldn't it? Fair play to them. Fair play to them. I'm happy that Romania proved me wrong. I'm very, very happy that they did. And fair play to them, because they absolutely dismantled Ukraine in their first game. 3-0 win. Nobody was expecting a 3-0 win for Romania. And then they just followed that up. Yes, they lost to Belgium, but they got the job done. They got the job done, and they're rightfully, deservedly here playing against the Netherlands. Now, the Netherlands, yes, they finished third in their group. Which is quite surprising, really, considering France was really their only obstacle, like, before the tournament started. And yeah, Koeman ball. As a Barca fan, I know what Koeman ball's like. It's pretty depressing. Oh, God. Yes, they've beaten Poland. Like I've mentioned when I was talking about France, Poland are not anything special. They're pretty terrible. I've got to be honest. The Netherlands were pretty unlucky not to win against France. Xavi Simons' goal should have stood, in my opinion, but there's what it is. And then that mad game against Austria, where the Netherlands lost 3-2. What a game that was. What a game that was. I unfortunately didn't watch that game. I watched the France-Poland game. Kind of feel a bit of an idiot now, but hey-ho. Hey-ho. Who I think will win this one? Romania could do it, you know. Romania could do it. We've seen them do it. Seen them do it. We have seen them do it already this tournament, but I just feel like it will be too much for them here. I do feel like it will be too much for them, so I am going to say Romania will score. They'll get one. But I feel like Wout Weghorst. Yes, you heard that right. Wout Weghorst will be the saviour of Holland yet again, and they will win 2-1. Wout Weghorst with a 90th minute winner. Be ones each, half time, and then there won't be another goal until the 90th minute when Wout Weghorst, ball header from a corner, gets the winner for the Dutch. Absolute bedlam in Germany there. And the Romanian dream will end here if this ends up being true. And yeah, I apologise for underestimating Romania in the groups. And if I end up being wrong here again, I will never ever underestimate Romania again. Let's just say that. If Romania win here, I will never ever underestimate them ever again. And now for the final match of the round of 16, which I believe is going to be the best one, by the way. Austria versus Turkey. Now, on paper, you might be thinking, that's not great. It's like two countries. But no, honestly, Austria and Turkey, they've been unbelievable this tournament. Particularly Austria. They finished top of that group that they were in with France and Netherlands. Fair play. Ralf Rangnick has got them cooking. Ralf Rangnick, yes, the ex-Man United gaffer, has got them cooking. He has got this Austrian team cooking. Absolutely cooking. Yes, they lost to France, but then they smashed Poland. Had that wild game against the Netherlands, winning 3-2. Sabitza's looking like an absolute beast for them. The Austrians, they could genuinely be the true dark horse of this tournament. And I'd love it. But then Turkey, yeah, they've got some decent results as well. Finishing level on points with Portugal, but finishing second. Obviously, the Arda when he came off the bench one time. Was it off the bench? I think it was. And then when he scored that beautiful goal for one of the goals of the tournament. Turkey can definitely cause a few problems. 100%. I think this is going to be one hell of a game, mind you. I think this is going to be one hell of a game. I think this could go extra time. In fact, I do think this will go extra time. I'll say 2s each in extra time. And then I'm going to say Austria will win 3-2 in 120 minutes. The Austrian dream will keep on continuing, where they will face the Netherlands in the quarterfinals. I honestly believe Austria could get the semis. Like, I really do. I truly believe Austria could get the semi-finals. Under Rangnick, they have looked really, really good. And you've got to keep in mind that they don't have David Alaba, who is their best player. They don't have him, yet they're still performing like this. Unbelievable. But yeah, I think this will be the match of the round of 16. This will be the best match because it's two evenly matched teams, I'd say. And yeah, I think this will be one hell of a match. Could be game of the tournament if this is what is to happen. I think this will be the game of the tournament potentially. But yeah, those are my round of 16 predictions, guys. Feel free to leave your predictions in the comment section below. Let me know about what you think about my predictions. Do you think I was right? Do you think some of them were a bit or do you just think I'm an absolute clown? Let me know in the comment section down below. If you enjoyed the video, please leave it a like. I really appreciate it. And subscribe if you're new. I'll see you guys next time. And bring on more of the Euros.